guys. It's November 3rd. It's Wednesday. There's 39 days until Exit gets home, which is like a little over a month, and that's so soon. And I'm really excited. Today my quote was, "I love beginning." Here it is, and I already wrote. I'm not showing you what I wrote. I'm keeping it back here since I'm focused. But I already wrote a bunch of stuff, so that's good. And Grace and I are sitting in my room, and Grace is studying, and we're listening to all caps, and it's awesome. I was gonna do a nerd off video, but then I shot a lot of footage, and it was really long, so instead of showing you all that, I'm just gonna show you my parts about books, because that's the nerdiest thing about me, and that's what I record. I spend a lot of time talking about my books, so this is already going to be a really long video. I'm still not nearly as nerdy as Frankie, but I'm pretty nerdy, so I hope you enjoy watching me nerd out about my books, and I'll see you tomorrow. The books that I have at school with me are the books that I felt like I couldn't live without, while I was here, so we'll talk about those now. Alright, so let's do this. Looking for Alaska, John Green. The funny story about this book, when I got it, my mom told me, because I ordered this, Paper Towns, Will Grayson, and Let It Snow all at the same time. My mom told me that I could only have 2, and I had to wait for Christmas to get the rest of them. But when she brought them, she brought all of them, because she forgot that she had made that rule, so I got to read all of them. I haven't read Let It Snow yet. I'm waiting for it to be more winter for that. I'm either waiting for it to snow or waiting until after Thanksgiving, depending on which comes first. Whichever comes first, that's what I'm doing. But I got this book, and I had been watching season 1 of Doctor Who, because I knew that once I started this book, I wouldn't put it down, and I wanted to finish season 1 before the weekend was over, because the great thing about college is if you don't party on the weekends, is that the internet goes really fast on the weekends, so, because everybody else is out partying, so we spent a lot of time just watching TV shows on the computer on the weekends. That's what Grace and I do. So, I finished season 1 of Doctor Who. I finished that at 6 o'clock. Started reading Looking for Alaska. Didn't move. Literally did not move from my bed. Listened to the Mountain Goats, because that's my reading music. Listened to the Mountain Goats and read Looking for Alaska. Finished it, and I look up at the clock, and it's 5:30 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, alright, and I was like, my face was tear-stained and puffy from crying, and my mouth and my, chest hurt from laughing, and I was just, weighted down with this book, because it was amazing, and I loved it so much, so if you haven't read that, check it out, read it, great book. That's book number 1 that I have. I also have Paper Towns by John Green. Also a great book. The first time I read this book, it was 2 days before I took a road trip to Texas, which made it extremely hard to come home. I also have by John Green and David Leviathan, who's my favorite author. Sorry, John Green, but I loved David Leviathan before I loved you. I have Let It Snow, which I haven't read yet, so no spoilers. Perks of being the Wallflower. I should also probably point out that all of my books have underlinings all throughout them. I think you can see it most clearly in Looking for Alaska, but it's all underlined and marked off and everything else, because I love books. The Book Thief, excellent book. If you haven't read it right now. It's so good. If you haven't read the books that I'm talking about, specifically these ones, read them immediately. And if you're a teenager, read this, because every teenager should read The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Practical Magic. My mom and I love this book and the movie. We talk about it all the time. We love it a lot. And she got this for me as a present when I started college last year. And she wrote this really long note in the front because she loves me. And it's just it's a really nice book. It's good. You should read it. The Little Prince. I shouldn't even have to say anything about this. If you haven't read The Little Prince, get the fuck out of my YouTube channel, because you don't even deserve to exist. Everybody should read this book. By the time you reach high school, you should have read this book. It's absolutely amazing. In French or English, whichever you feel like reading it in. But let's move on to Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter with all my heart and soul. I think that the books are amazing. I hate the movies, which I think most people like the movies. I hate them because I can't separate the books from the movies, and I think the books are so much better than the movies. I have Tales of Beedle the Bard, which I read quite often. This is my UK version of Deathly Hallows. Molly got this for me when she was in England for a choir trip. And then I have my box set. I'm not taking them all out individually, but as you can see, they're pretty well worn. I read them a lot. With Harry Potter, I usually will just be in a Harry Potter mood, pick a book randomly, just pick one, whatever comes out when I pull on it, and I open it to a random page and start reading. I've read the series through more times than I can count. People make fun of me for that a lot, but I love Harry Potter. I love reading Harry Potter. It is an experience for me. I have such a love affair with my books. I hope you guys enjoyed that.